of our government. We are therefore glad to host this important meeting in Islamabad. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption is an enormous obstacle to the realization of all human rights, civil, political, economic, social and cultural, as well as the right to development. It strikes at the very roots of good governance and democracy. It erodes public trust in the legitimacy of state institutions, undermines the rule of law, and violates the values of transparency, accountability, justice, and fair play. It also undermines the successful implementation of all 17 Sustainable Development Goals by hampering economic growth, increasing inequality, and inhibiting prosperity. In particular, corruption stifles opportunities for the poor and marginalizes and condemns them to a life of misery and inequality. It leads to massive illicit financial flows out of developing countries. In addition to deadweight economic losses, corruption creates inefficiencies and dysfunctions and skews the allocation of public resources away from the most in need. The United Nations High-Level Panel on Financial Accountability, Transparency and Integrity, FACTI, has calculated that a staggering $7 trillion in stolen assets are parked in the financial safe havens destinations. This organized theft and illegal transfer of assets has profound consequences for the developing nations. There is no doubt that this stolen money siphoned off from the public treasury could have been spent to meet development needs, to lift people out of poverty, to provide children with education, to bring essential medicine to families, and to stop hundreds of preventable deaths and injuries that occur every day. The COVID-19 pandemic has further widened existing inequalities, pushed millions of people into extreme poverty, and resulted in loss of millions of jobs. Allowing corruption and illicit financial flows to continue in these circumstances is now